Hello, everybody. What's going on? I'm sorry that it's not morning. Slept a little later today and then trained a Bajuk student. Then I had to lay back down again because I was physically exhausted. But that's what happens when you're working on your own content and following your dream and doing everything that needs to be done. I'm truly blessed that I got a team of guys with me, man, who are really these fellow kings are really working really hard to make things look amazing. So I'm truly blessed. Shout out to Dimitri, James, and Chase. Not particularly in that order. They're all on the same line to me. So love you guys and I appreciate you. Headed over to Chase's. We got to take some photos of him as a character in this action short. Get the camera ready. Figure out what style and look we want to have. And take care of some other things that we got to get ready for tomorrow in regards to tomorrow night's shoot. I wanted to talk with you guys today about, I'm losing my train of thought. What I wanted to talk about, I just had it. Insight. Knowing when something is right or when something is wrong. Okay, listen, we all live in a subjective world, okay? Everybody has an opinion, all right? And the United States is probably the most opinionated place. And Hollywood is a place of nepotism. If you don't know what that means, pretty much favoritism, people playing their favorites, and personal opinion. I mean, you could watch a movie and 5 people will have 5 different opinions about it. Some of them will agree, but at the same time, a lot of them will disagree and they'll have their reasons on why they disagree. I've learned to say now recently when I'm talking to people, it's like everybody's a director, everybody's a writer, everybody's a composer. People will watch a movie or they'll watch a performance and they'll critique it as if they really know what that is that they were watching. Listen, insight is something where you realize that the majority of the population or the majority of people in the world would like something. Okay? Artistically, you may stand out and away from everybody else. You may have your opinion, but does that mean it's a marketable, integral opinion? Does that mean that when people watch something or they listen to something that more than likely it's going to be something that could be sold? Yes, every now and then something independent or something so artistically different breaks out and people like it and they enjoy it and that person that created it appreciates the newfound attention that they get from their work, but that's not all the time. There are some understandings that people have in business to where when they market their product or they market something that they know is going to be successful. In the music industry, I always said that there was no accidents. There's no luck. Like people always say, "Oh man, you're lucky." There's no such thing. You know what I mean? Steven Seagal and Van Damme were made stars. Okay, they were made stars because the people who worked with them knew that they could take them and they could make them do the right things in order to be stars. In the music industry, records are made hits. There's not by accident that a hit happens. If you hear a song over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, eventually, even if you hate it, you're going to find yourself singing it or finding something about it that you're going to like because it works with the unconscious mind. So insight is something where when you work on a project or you develop some content, you're like, okay, all right, I know that there's a market for this. In the music industry, we used to say, people don't know a hit until you make them have a hit, until you give them a hit. And that's with anything. It's like impulse items at the register when you're in a grocery store. Those things are there to hit on your impulse, or the music that's playing in the store in order to keep you there because you find yourself singing a song. Depending on music, if you played classical music, nobody's going to stay in the store. It's not the marketable music. The marketable music in supermarkets are pop music, top 40, or sometimes classic songs, or a plethora, a mixture of all of the songs together. So insight is saying right before you start your project or whatever you're going to work on, you say, okay, this is what I want to create. I want to create this because I have a voice for this. This is my agenda. This is my idea. This is what I want. This is my voice. This is what I want to speak forth. But then you say, okay, now who's this going to market to? And you have to have the insight of knowing if it's something good or something bad. It always boggles me when these scripts turn into these rotten egg movies that they become. And you go back and you read the script, you're like, well, how did it end up like that? Insight. So today's tip, develop insight. Start paying attention to those things that are hits. Good or bad, doesn't matter. You know, a Transformer film to me is not the film that I want my career to be known for. But there are some things that Michael Bay does in those films that make a lot of sense, and I pay attention to that. That's what having insight is. Being mindful and open to understanding what will sell the product that you are creating, that you want the world to experience. Okay? All right, so that's the tip for today. Work on your insight, and God bless you guys, and keep the faith. Peace.